It's mental warfare.
Right.
It's another level of being even more. Yeah, it's no escape. It's like, okay, I've battled this guy. He's pushed me. He's cursed me out. It's a physical game. And then when it's time for me to finally relax and go back and have a glass of wine, I'm bumping into this guy in the elevator.
Right.
And it's
you got to ride up with him for.
Yeah, I got to ride up 40 floors to get up to my room. Whatever. It's another set of mental warfare, and it's like, who's going to be the one who's going to be the one that falls? Who's going to blink? You know, and like that was a very challenging, difficult thing because you just don't want to be around the competition until I get on the floor.
Yeah, you want to save it for when it counts.
Yeah, you want to save it for when it counts. So that's exactly what it was. So different and challenging for sure.
And you said your family came to that, the whole thing, or
my family didn't come to the whole thing, but they, and during the bubble, they had to be there at least a week to quarantine. Yep. And then they were able to come. So they were there. You had to be there like a week before they could even see us.
So they're in their rooms for a week just to be able to come to a game.
Yeah,
they couldn't come out of their room.
Nope, and it was off campus too. It wasn't even in the property where we were. They stayed off campus, so they would have to be there for a week to 10 days in their rooms. They have to stay with their parties that was over there who also came down at the same time. And that was so you had to bring them in like 2 weeks beforehand before the games even started. Yes.
And practicing in the finals. So like the media had to quarantine, were they there or was that all on Zoom?
No, they were there. Media was there too. So they had to quarantine as well.
On the court media day type stuff with the media in person.
Yeah, with the media in person. They only allowed a certain amount of media members in. Mm-hmm. So you would sit down like I'm sitting down right now, and there would be a camera set up for the people that was not invited to be there on Zoom, and then other beat writers. Just like they let the local beat writers in person. Yep, the ones that was quarantined. Yep.
And for practice, are you busting over to the court, or is there other courts in the building?
No, they set up a court. They set up like 5 courts inside of the hotel where we stayed at. Or ballrooms. Yep, they brought in the court and everything. So you would literally go down. You have your time slot, and it's funny because right after practice, you have to be off. You can literally be walking out of practice and walking right past the team that you're about to play.
Even with 5 courts? So let's talk about you and the Heat. You guys had your own practice court for the finals, or were you using?
Yeah, we had our own practice court. Cool. Yes. Yeah. So once you lost, if you didn't advance, then you're gone. You can leave. You're going back home. So once it got to us versus the Heat, there were different rooms, different ballrooms. So they had their main floor court, and we had ours on the other side of the hotel. But like I said, you could still bump into a guy. If I came downstairs for dinner and I wanted to go to the courtyard where they had served food or whatever, or if I wanted to go to another restaurant that they had, I could literally bump into the guy that I'm about to compete for a championship with tomorrow night, which is.
So different. How many? Yeah, are you kidding me? How many? Like that's like you said, that's mental warfare.
Mental warfare.
How many restaurants were in there though? Like, were you sick of the food? You were there for 2 months or whatever, weren't you? Like, how long?
I was there for 96 days.
3 months.
Yeah, I was there. I would never forget that. Wow. Oh my goodness, I was there for 96 days, and there was one restaurant where it was outside. That was called Three Bridges, but that didn't open until like after the first 6 weeks that we was there. So the only place that they allowed us to go to
something different.
The only place they allowed us to go to was a restaurant inside the hotel. It was kind of like a little sports bar, that was in the hotel. They opened it up after like 2 weeks after we had everybody quarantined. We would go downstairs. And it was like a sports bar. They had the TV set up of all the games that was playing in the bubble, all the, the regular season games that we had to finish, and then the playoffs. And you would go down there and you could order a little food, and watch the game, just to get out of the room. And that's all we actually wanted, was to get out of the damn room, So yeah, that's all. It was only like 2 places, places.
Of all the things, being in a bubble for 96 days, I'm thinking about the food. Like, how do you get it just something different all the time? And like how that would play a toll on you.
Oh man, it played a toll on my body for sure. Because I eat so, I have a set regime about what I eat, especially during the playoffs. you just could, it was certain quality of food and certain quality of, produce and greens and things that I know that has my engine running, that it was not available to you.
Not a part of
so
it.
you just had to figure it out. You had to figure it out.
And what about that's crazy. 96 days, finals, playing for a ring, and it's the same garden salad. I don't know. Right? So what about like shipping stuff in? Like, was there something that you remember I had to ship it in? I don't know. I'm not talking like contraband. I'm just talking like a books or video, like stuff
I took books with me. I took my video game with me. Yeah. But one thing I did ship in, I ordered a wine freezer.
Okay. Yeah.
Wine fridge. And
priorities.
I ordered a bunch of fucking wine.
There you go.
I promise you.
I kept you sane.
Yes, that kept me. I have a photo in my phone that I'll show you one day.
Yeah.
Of all, and after I drank the wine, I would just sit them and line them up on the floor of my room, side by side. Keep the cork in a little container. That was my priority. I would get up every single day. I would play my video game. I would stretch in my room. I would go down to practice. I would do a little reading in my meantime. I would call home, because they wasn't there for, family couldn't come for like the first 6 to 8 weeks. And then at night I will open up a bottle of wine, man. Yes, that was it.
It's like Castaway vibes, but
it was like wine. Castaway vibes. Yeah, man. And then it got to a point where they started allowing us to get out of the rooms. You were really, at one point, you were only really supposed to have like 1 or 2 guests in your room, like your teammates. Mm-hmm. We kind of broke the rule one time and
squads up in there.
Yeah, we just squatted in everybody's room and like played cards. And one thing about it, it was definitely a crazy bonding experience because it was just us. Mm. Even when you travel on the road during the finals or during the playoffs, you don't really go to each other's rooms too much. Everyone has their regiment, whatever the case may be. But in the bubble, you had no choice. It was literally just us. It was you and your teammates, and the coaching staff was there. It's like, bro, can I pull up, bro? Come have a glass of wine with me.
Again, we gotta do something.
Yeah, we gotta do something. My kids are not here. My wife is not here. Bro, I'm about to pull up to your room. What you doing? Nothing. Same thing I did yesterday. Same thing. So it was a mental. Oh man, that if you couldn't sustain your focus and your mental wavered a little bit, then the bubble was definitely not for you.